Hello, fans of BWGP, people of YouTube. It is I, the unholy messiah, Dominick Spisak, here with yet another video that I've decided to share with all of you. So, this is the second video that I've made this year. The first one was made around the time of my 2-year anniversary of when I cut my first promo. And I spent most of the time talking about that stuff, how appreciative I was of my time in BWGP, and how I respected all the performers, regardless of whatever they felt about me. But I also talked about the idea of, if BWGP were to come back, that I would want to challenge for the BWGP Championship. I mean, on a technical level, I am the #1 contender. That was the stipulation if I were to win my match against Demo the Warrior at All Hallows Eve, which I did. But see, I've been thinking about the words that I said in that video when I talked about the idea of me competing for the championship. A lot would definitely have to happen, but if there's one thing I would want before I face off for the championship, it's to have like a match before I challenge for the belt, like a tune-up match or something like that. Now, I've been thinking for a while about who I would want to face in this tune-up match before I officially challenge for the BWGP Championship. Of course, this is all under the assumption that BWGP might come back this year. Like, it's not set in stone that it will come back, but if it does, then before I challenge for the championship, there's only one person that I want to face. And the person I want to face in this little tune-up match is the Kid. Now, there is one simple reason why I'm challenging the Kid. And that reason is a little bit more personal than one would think. You see, he was one of, if not the first person that essentially called me out in a promo, like when I first started doing them. And at the end of his little rant, if you want to call it that, about me, he said, and I quote, "Until you do anything, you're nothing but a promo." Ever since that day, those words have been etched in the back of my mind, desperately trying to prove that I was more than just a promo, desperately wanting to prove him wrong, even if it was at his own expense. And I feel the best way that I can do that is by facing him in a match. Maybe that will change his mind. Maybe that will make him think that I am no longer nothing but a promo. Now, before any of you ask, I have faced the Kid before in one-on-one match, and there was no winner. You can call it a double countout or a no contest. How it ended doesn't matter. point is, nobody won. Which is another reason why I'm challenging the kid. Because I want to make sure that in this match, there is a winner. Now, I could just say that I'm challenging him to a no DQ match, but that's too simple and, especially on my part, too predictable. So, if BWGP does come back, the main event of the first show, if it's accepted, of course, Dominick Spisak versus the Kid in a hardcore match. And I don't mean just like any hardcore match. I mean like an Attitude Era hardcore match. Like an original ECW hardcore match. Which in ECW was just in a regular match, but I mean a match where there's no countouts, no disqualifications, and falls count anywhere. So, again, this is all under the assumption that we come back. And as I've said before, and I'll say again, I don't know if BWGP will come back. But, kid, there's the challenge. You versus me in an Attitude Era style hardcore match. So, there you go. The ball is in your court, kid. And I'm not gonna pressure you into, accepting this challenge. I mean, around this time last year, Austin challenged you to a match and you outright ignored it, so I honestly wouldn't be surprised if you did the same thing for this one, because that would just make me talking a complete waste of time. And honestly, if you're not gonna accept it, then it's whatever, really. But just understand that if you don't accept it, it might give off, for some people at least, it might give off an impression that maybe, just maybe, you don't want to face me. Like, you're afraid to face me or something. Now, I don't think this, but if you didn't accept the challenge, then that's what some people would believe. Again, I'm not pressuring you into accepting a match. All I'm telling you is 3 little words. Think about it. I mean, if anything, now would be a perfect time to think about it, I mean, the hours are getting longer, the weather's getting nicer and stuff. So, just think about it. So, yeah, that's all I really wanted. To challenge the kid to a match before I compete for the championship. And before I gave my reason as to why I challenged him, some of you were probably wondering why I was challenging him. You were probably thinking, why not challenge Baby J? I mean, you could possibly get a rematch for the Extreme Championship out of it, or why not face Raven? Your last match with him ended in a no contest, or don't you feel like you have unfinished business against guys like Brandon or Austin, or face Sonny J for the first time? Well, I got to answer why I wanted to face the kid long before you could even think of asking it. The history between us, and the first and only one-on-one match we had ending in a no contest. So, with that being said, I shall, I guess how you say, like, see you whenever this challenge gets accepted or not. And if it does get accepted, if this challenge does get accepted, not only do I guarantee that there will be hell to pay and that I may be victorious in this match, but I will also guarantee that by the time 2021 is all said and done, I, the unholy messiah, Dominick Spisak, will be your BWGP champion. Point blank, period.